Hey guys, what is up? It's Sonic God. You know, it's kind of a weird moment for me to decide to record a video, thinking about a lot of things lately, and life's been difficult lately. Um, I want to talk about depression because depression affects a lot of people in this world. It's been affecting me lately. It's been affecting my motivation, wanting to do things, but financial struggles right now, and hoping to get a YouTube channel up and going, and not happening. This channel was recently demonetized thanks to YouTube's little policies, so we weren't able to get a thing rolling. And I've been working quite a bit lately. I think last pay period I did it about 96 hours. It's been rough. I'm here with my dog right now on the couch. Say hi, Mindy. Here you are. Hey. So, one of the most difficult things in life is trying to realize what you want to do. You try to get your mind right. You try, press pause, and you need to think about all the outcomes of your actions and your decisions and the things that you want to do. But there's this thing in the back of your head that's constantly grinding. As of last year, on August 1st, my sister passed away, and we found out what it was, and we weren't really happy with the situation. It left us with more questions than it did answers, and I kind of think that my sister had been suffering from depression as well, and I only wish that I had one more moment with her to tell her how much I loved her, because she really did mean a lot to me. So the one video that I have on my YouTube channel of her doing a hot sauce challenge is the last known moments that I've had with her when she was alive. So that'll stay on my channel for as long as I have this channel. And things are getting rough lately. The economy is struggling. There seems to be a lot of economic divide. I'm not in full agreement with what President Trump has been doing, and I don't like using the words President Trump side by side, but that's what he is. That's his position now. The American people voted for him, and now we got to deal with it. And it's been causing a lot of financial stress for people who are in the middle class, like myself. And I put in a lot of hours of work every day just to try to make ends meet. And knowing the fact that I can't get my YouTube channel up and going anymore, and I'm not making any money doing it, makes me not really motivated to make YouTube videos. I don't have the time needed to invest to be more consistent with doing things like that. I don't have an editor. I don't have, creator. I do all of my own stuff. And it's been pretty hard because I liked doing that stuff for a period of time, but then it's become more work than it's been. I'm not getting out of it what I felt that I put into it. Let's just put it like that. And it's been really rough. But coming from, a depression thing, life has a lot of struggles. And I think many people in this world suffer from depression in one way or another, and some people do lose that battle. And when I watched one of the Game Theorists' recent videos, that their video editor, Ronnie, had passed away, he lost the battle to depression, it really struck a chord with me, and I felt a lot of pain, a lot of sadness listening to Matt Pat talk about that type of stuff and about how rough it is. And it's such a difficult battle dealing with depression. You want to feel like that what you're doing is productive. You want to feel like that the things that you do in your life mean something to somebody. And I guess that's one of the toughest things for me is all of my hard work, are all of the things that I've ever done for people, do they mean something to people? Have I given myself, how do I even put this? Have I put forth effort in such a way that I can be recognized by people? Not in the sense that I want to be popular, but in the sense that I wanted to make people happy. Because being happy and making people happy, they don't always go hand in hand. You want to feel like that what you're doing is productive. You want to feel like that you have a purpose, like you have something to do. But that feeling of emptiness, that feeling of distress, that feeling of, nihilism in the back of your mind, that no matter what you do, it doesn't matter because everybody's going to have the same fate in the end. That's a really terrible way of thinking about life. And for those of us who suffer from depression, we fight that on a daily basis. We fight those negative emotions consistently over and over. And every day is such a drastic challenge. It's another mountain to climb. And every day you feel like you're growing more and more tired. Oh God, what can I do now? I don't know where to go. I don't know how to feel. And with YouTube, I wanted to do a gaming channel. I wanted to do for a fun channel. And I wanted to team up with other content creators out there. I've been helping Cult Moo and the Deep Fried What documents for such a long time now. It's been like 3 years that I've kept track of their Deep Fried What record, and I've watched a lot of their videos, and they're always funny. And you guys can see who I'm all subscribed to, and all those people who make really amazing content. And you got to tell yourself that you need to go the one step beyond to become successful. You got to go the one step beyond to become recognized. Because just going about your daily life and doing the same thing over and over again, it's not enough. Where depression comes in is feeling like you're incapable of going that one step beyond. That you can't do that extra push-up, that you can't do that extra pull-up, you can't do this, and then you just get caught in the words "you can't" or "it doesn't matter" and this and that, and it's such a huge problem for people with depression, and I suffer from it too. How can you go about your life and tell yourself to not think about those things? How can you get yourself to be on a positive, experience? How can you keep yourself busy in your life enough so that you can bury those negative thoughts and emotions? Because they're always there. They're always in the back of your mind, just driving you nuts. It's really difficult. I always had this thought and dream that I would have like tens of thousands of subscribers on YouTube. And I don't want to compare myself with other people in the sense that I'm jealous of anybody else, but wanting to become something better than what I am now. But realizing that the first thing that I need to do is I need to take care of myself as an individual. I've been rather introverted lately. I mean, I try to go out in events and talk to friends and do things, and then I feel this inability to communicate to others because I don't know how to respond to others. You've been told a joke And the expected response out of somebody is to get a laugh out of you, but instead you start dissecting the joke, or you think that they're serious about something, and you're not quite sure whether they're being sarcastic or funny, or they're being serious. And that's one of my problems, is something that just gets in my way, is trying to learn how to laugh again, how to learn how to be amused again. And when you suffer from depression, that's another really big problem. And sometimes, you got to figure out how to overcome these situations, and it's not an overnight process. For people with depression, learning how to combat it, learning how to work around it, to grow past it, or to do enough that you can make the pain more dull. It's an ongoing learning process, and it takes years. It may take the majority of my life to try to deal with it. And I don't want to lose the fight to depression like some people have. And for those of you who know people who have lost their fight to depression, I'm sorry. And I don't know if Pat will see this video, but if he does, I really wish him the best, and my sincerest condolences to Ronnie's friends, him and his families, and everybody who else has been affected by it. When I lost my sister a year ago, I was so dumbfounded by the situation. It just like the whole thing came out of nowhere, and I didn't know how to feel. Everybody else was crying or shedding tears, but me, I was just sitting there staring at the casket with my sister's body in it, and I felt nothing. It's like I didn't know what to do. The only thing I could do was just be there for other people who were hurting, but for me, it was just another life experience, that these things happen, and we learn to cope and we move on. But maybe there's some part of me in the back of my mind, not just from my sister's death, but from the other events that happened in my life that are affecting me right now. And I need to learn how to move on from these things. I need to get up. I need to find out how to make myself interested in doing these things again. And I noticed that on my days off of work, I don't get on my computer anymore. I don't play video games much anymore. I don't really talk to people. I don't socialize very often. I'm out walking in the middle of the day, out playing Ingress or whatever, and I'm alone. And I guess that's just the introvert in me, is that I prefer to be solitary. But I hope that people, friends of mine, don't see me as somebody who's weird or off-beaten, or somebody who's just socially awkward and doesn't want to talk. If I'm not communicating with people, it's not because I don't want to talk to you. It's just I don't like the act of randomly starting up conversations. It's having depression and being an introvert at the same time is really difficult, and it's really hard for me to just to record myself right now and make this video to try to get words to come out of my head, and hopefully people will listen and maybe understand, and even if you don't understand, I still appreciate the listening anyway, because it's really hard for me to try to do this. I'm not getting YouTube videos out. Maybe it isn't just for the monetary compensation. It's really the lack of wanting to do it. The interest that I once had in doing YouTube videos has seemed to kind of diminished and depleted. Wanting to get a new computer, wanting to upgrade, wanting to be able to play again. And I believe that all of these other things that I've been dealing with financially, having to move again, and having to take care of my mother who suffers from seizures, and dealing with my little brother who has a family now and he's got his own restoration company, and watching as my little brother seemingly does amazingly well with his life, and me, I'm struggling. And we have two political differences that kind of separate us, but we're tied together with blood. So, we're still family, even though we disagree with each other on a lot of things. But we realized that after our sister passed away, that Jared and I, we're all that's left. We're it. And I don't have any children. He does. He's got two kids. My niece Ava and my nephew Abel. They're going to be the next generation. And while I don't necessarily agree with my little brother's way of raising his kids, I still want to see my niece and my nephew grow up to be strong and productive. And I can see that they're struggling too. I see a little bit of myself in them, in a sense of how they behave. Seeing ourselves as children in them, and then realizing that, oh, hey, this is what our parents dealt with when they were young, and how their parents, and so on and so forth, going all the way back in the past. And it's like a repeat of everything that's happened before. It's new, yet it's similar. I'm kind of rambling on now. I don't know how to think about these situations. Life is just really difficult. It's getting really hard. But one way or another, if I make at least an effort to putting my foot forward every day, I can push forward. And I implore you, to anybody who's watching, who suffers from depression or anxiety, don't give up. You have one life. The universe is so huge. There's so much to be discovered. There's so much to know about this world. And in order to make this world better, in order to make your life better, it's up to you. Don't make gigantic changes. Make little changes. Give yourself time. Give yourself a chance to breathe. It may take days, it may take weeks, it may take months, it may take years. But just do the little things, one at a time. And know that you are not alone in this world. We got to be here for each other. Whether you're an introvert like myself, or if you're an extrovert and you're outgoing, I know what the battle is like. Thank you for watching.